Let your curiosity rise.
Mad Bricks webcast,
Where the human spirit flies. Mad Bricks webcast. Where the human spirit flies.
Hey, welcome to the Mad Bricks webcast. This is Ramana Anamaraju. Sorry about that. I think my phone, my microphone. I just let me see that. I hope I did the right thing. Oh, give me 1 second, sir. All of a sudden, I got a small audio. Make sure that I got the right audio. Yeah. Okay. Very good. I got everything ready. Good. Okay. That music is Carnatic music, from southern India. It's very soothing. When I'm under stress, I listen to that music, Carnatic music, Hamsa, Nandi, Raga. Is a beautiful, composition, in fact. So, anyway, let me introduce you my busy co-host, partner, Dr. Susan Davis, joining from Fort Myers, Florida. I hope still there's a sunny weather there, So, welcome, Susan.
Hey, Ramana. Yes,
Go
it's sunny.
red, go red.
Oh, I'm all about it. I'm representing. I can't help myself. Once you become nominated for Woman of Impact by the American Heart, you got to own it, especially if you want to win.
Tell us a little bit about that. How you nominated, and how is the nomination going?
Okay, so it's awesome. This is kickoff week. So for our listeners, everyone knows this is Heart Month. The whole focus for Go Red for Women by the American Heart Association is the fact that women are dying of cardiovascular disease, the number one reason. So all the cancers, and we have a cancer specialist on our show this evening, which is awesome. But all of the cancers put together don't equal the amount of cardiovascular disease and deaths in women. So in this beautiful month, a few days before Valentine's Day, what I am has been the nominated. So what we're doing is raising awareness and raising money. So anyone can join my team. And by joining my team, you help me share the message. And you can go to Rescue RN to share the message, or join my team for $0 and just do the mini homework, which is awareness homework. And that would equal $2,500, a personal donation of $2,500 by just doing the mini homework, like a minute and a half, watch a video. The other way to support this is to donate money. Your gazillions would be lovely, because we're going to bring it not only to women's research, innovation, and education, but we are very specifically funding schools. So make sure the schools have the education, training, and equipment like AEDs that they need. So it's pretty awesome. I'm red. I'm representing.
Great cause, an absolutely great cause. When I started this podcast, Susan, I was focusing on the local, area, like Silicon Valley advances, what is going on in Silicon Valley technology. But I expanded my mind is that I think solutions has to come from worldwide. We do not know, we don't have a magic mantra. American healthcare system is broken. We need help from all quarters. We'll need to learn from everybody everywhere in the world. I think that's the best way to solve, because the American healthcare system is a paradox. Cost going up and the quality going down, or the people are unhappy. We need to change that. We need to change that equation. We need help from all across the world. So for that, one of my family friend is joining from my hometown, Hyderabad. It's not my real hometown. I'm from Bhimavaram, but my transplant to that city is a big city. Hyderabad is, 8 million or 10 million. I don't know, 12 million probably. A lot of people live there, and it has become a epicenter for the technology, epicenter for a lot of research. So Dr. Suresh Attili is a family friend. Is one of the prominent oncologist from India. He did a lot. He's an author, researcher. He's a philanthropist, and more important, which is I'm very proud of, is a son of a physicist. So that is what makes more importance to me. So let me bring Dr. Suresh Attili to the table. Dr.
Woo!
Attili, sir, welcome.
Hi, so eager, so pleasure to see both of you, Ramana and Susan. How are you?
So
We are
good to
great.
have you here. I am so thrilled to meet you. Reading about your work and all the things you have done are like, wow, talk about contributing to humanity. This right here is rock star status. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Thank
So,
Evening.
you.
Dr. Attili, can you tell us a little bit what you're doing now? So the Susan can fill up the gaps a little bit later on. But what is the present? You're oncologist presently practicing oncologist in a hematologist, right? That you do,
Absolutely. Just
yeah.
before we
Tell
go,
us.
I mean, is my background? I can see some amount of blur. You want me to just take out the virtual background, or we'll just continue like this?
That's fine.
That's fine.
You can take the virtual background is better actually.
I
You can,
was thinking so.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just the actual thing is better.
yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
This is fine. Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
Sure.
just joining from India from my home. So, okay, I was hearing, first of all, congratulations, Susan, for being nominated for this thing. It's such a nice thing to hear. And
Thank you.
Ramana, I always believe that we exist in ecosystem, not in silos. And cancer is no exception to it. And cancer cell cannot exist alone. It has to create its own network of friends maybe for a wrong reason, okay, for its sustain, and then the moment you disturb it, you win the cancer, other than physically removing it.
So
So
true.
I always, whenever as a researcher I work, I always work on the things that surround the tissue rather than the cancer cell alone. And we have a very interesting topic, which I just want to discuss that how many of us know that by doing a mammogram, I can predict heart attack risk with a 90% accuracy?
I popped away. I hope I didn't miss anything. Are we? Can you guys see me and hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay,
You're
okay,
I'm
okay,
just
very
okay.
good.
telling women always undergo mammogram after the age of 40 in most places in the world. And if I can tell that by just looking at the mammogram, if I can tell the risk of heart attack with a decent accuracy of in excess of 90%, how many of you will believe it?
Boom. I mean, come on. This is
Yes.
amazing. So,
That's exactly what we did. We have been following up a cohort of close to 1,800 people. Not a big number in
If I
terms of,
understand you correctly, if I sorry to understand, I want to make it clear. You're doing a mammogram and then you're predicting the heart disease. That's what you're
correct,
saying?
yes,
Okay.
correct.
yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Interesting,
So
interesting phenomena.
absolutely. I mean, you can 20s. We are the finalists, top three, top 10 of the Mighty Awards by Government of India for this innovation. I tell you a few interesting things that Susan and Ramana, we use something called internal mammary artery to do the bypass surgery for the heart because they have the same caliber, right? Blood vessels share same characters, whether it is in the breast or in the heart, as long as the caliber is the same. The pressure dynamics, they don't change, whether it is in the heart or whether it is in the vessel. And calcifications can be seen on mammogram in the breast arteries. And by decoding those calcifications using AI algorithms, so we use CNN to identify them, we use ANN to classify them, and on top of it, adding a basic biochemistry layer and demographic layer, we started predicting that this particular lady or woman is likely to develop heart attack in next 5 years, and we're accurate everywhere. You know, the story started. If you have time, I would like to tell about how the research started. Can we just discuss on that?
Yes.
Yes.
So what happened is we have been doing a morbidity meeting in one of our hospitals way back. There's a small hospital called BB Cancer Center. Uh, that one woman, all of a done 45, 46 years, she died all of a sudden, came to emergency. and we found that she died of a heart attack. Cancer was cured.
Ah,
The cardiologist told that she died of a side effect of a drug called adriamycin. I told no. Adriamycin is going to damage the heart cells, not the blood vessels. So we are confused. So I just want to dig deep. So we just went back, did a proper audit, and if someone can help me in googling something called breast arterial calcifications, we found something very interesting, that if I see some calcifications, we are going to predict the uh, blocks in the coronary vessels, right? uh, that's when we thought, okay, if this happens, then the woman is likely to develop heart attacks. And we started going into those specific entities. Ramana, can I just share my screen once? Is it
Yeah,
feasible?
but it is a little complicated. Maybe Navya can help you. You need to
Is
click
it
on the
okay?
share. Yeah, you can add to the scene. Yeah, it's a little complicated, but yeah,
there
we
Yeah.
we
can
go.
see. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
This is exactly how it looks in the mammogram,
yeah.
right? You see that, and this is staring at us. We never focused on that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that's exactly how things happen. So the
That is
data is all over the world. Unless your eyes, brain knows, or mind knows, your eyes don't see. And
No,
so
but let me ask you a question, Susan. I used to do upper mammograms, but there is a lot of false calcifications show up in the mammogram all the times. Those are all false because if you do biopsy on it, it next time when you do that, it looks like more problem. So this is a constant calcification is one of the indicators, but are you taking that indicator studying mathematically? Because you can study the calcification from peripheral artery disease, you can do the calcification, and you can say it can diffuse across the body, so there is a patient is a higher risk. So calcification is a key. What is the connection you're doing in the mammogram and the breast calcification to the heart calcification? How that connection you draw the conclusion there?
right. So you ask me, Ramana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thing is, the calcifications have to be in the layer of the blood vessel, in between the middle and internal layers. Then only it is significant. It
ah,
has to be patchy, and there are multiple types of calcification. One is post-inflammatory, that is having a different pattern. There is something dystrophic. So the calcification is not uniform. So whether it is peripheral versus central, uniform, patchy, light versus dense, circular versus skip calcifications. So we have total 18 characteristics of that
whoa.
calcification that is going to tell us whether this is likely to be affecting all the blood vessels or only this is one odd finding. And we never stopped at it. We just looked into some of the things which are very unique to India. Apolipoprotein.
Interesting.
Apolipoprotein is not a risk factor anywhere in the world, but specifically Southeast Asian women.
So
Okay, that's
why?
one more
Can I
layer.
ask you why? Why? Why?
We
Why
don't
does she
know
have
that
it?
yet. We don't
Ah,
know that yet.
would
And
that
there
be
is no
diet
drug for
related?
that.
Would that
Sorry?
be diet related? Diet related?
Probably diet, probably epigenetics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the LDL cholesterol,
What
sorry,
what about the little a? That's what you call little a. What is that called? What that protein?
epigenetics.
What is that
Epigenetics
protein
is,
called?
it's not protein. It's like instructor to the driver. If gene is a driver, epigenetics is like a GPS.
Yeah.
So it will just tell navigate here and there. The moment it gives a wrong signal, the gene functions in a different way.
So Romana, like histo, you were talking about histoproteins, but I
Correct.
know you were referring to. Yeah. So,
LP little a, I thought that's not the one he thought.
Correct.
Okay.
oh, okay.
We need to do that. LDL. So we found that if I start adding layers, the accuracy starts uh, much better, and with the pharmacogenomic and genetic layers together, we are touching close to 96%.
Oh, that's
That's so, I mean, like,
So I don't
bravo.
want to do any test extra, Susan.
yeah.
Mammogram, give me. I'll tell you what is a lifestyle, or whether you need to start statin, or you need to knock the door of cardiologist urgently.
Is that the BOGO of the century? That's the buy one, get one of the century, right?
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. That is a good and bad comparison in that sense. But it's a
Well,
great idea. Particularly, it's very significant because in India resources are scarce, and you're saying that one mammogram can tell the other disease patterns is a very stunning because that's what we need in India because we have a limited resources of 1.4 billion people with a one modality you can tell other areas of the disease mechanisms. Just a stunning work. Congratulations, Dr. Attili.
Thank you,
huge.
Ramya.
And as long as we're on stunning work, I feel I would be remiss if we did not commemorate this moment, this day for this amazing physician and human on this planet who got his 13th, with a few team members, 13th patent.
Right.
But the most amazing thing just today, what's today? The 12th of February 2026, a 2-year process, sir. Please tell us about your vector medicine breakthrough, which is just as stunning, if not more, if it's
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely. See, Ramna, it's all the nature gives a lot of clues. The pattern is there. Only thing is you need to just go a step back, and then take a deep breath and start looking at the data afresh. So we have been just looking at the numbers as they are. I just give an example of cardiology, then I'll move to the oncology and probably how the things evolve. Uh, there is something called 1 plus 1 is never two in medicine. So my professor used to tell that. My professor's professor used to tell the same thing. So it has been running since centuries. We know that if I add two things, it is not simple addition. So you need to be aware of that is what is a conventional wisdom. If I give one chemotherapy drug, if the tumor shrinks by 2 centimeter, if I give two drugs, it will not be 4 centimeters. Sometimes it is only 1.5 centimeters, sometimes it is 3 centimeters regression. The drugs may be opposing each other, or they may be synergistic, they may multiply the action. We don't know. So as the case with the side effects. If one drug causes nausea, if I take another drug that causes nausea, that is going to be multifold rather than simple mathematical addition. This happens because the pathways in the cell crosstalk, and the amount of crosstalk in each of the cell and each of the pathway is very unique. So it's like if I apply channel force here, at this direction it will become 5, at this direction it may become 0. So the amount of crosstalk and push and pull effect of other factors is what we are trying to figure out. We use multiple ways, but when we went back, late my father's standard thing that physics goes simple when I apply the vector philosophy, that
So,
solved my problem.
if I understand you correctly, Dr. Attili, you're saying that medicine itself, the vector, it goes to the vector aspects of it, and it goes to the directional aspect. So when you use that, it's a more effective rather than we ignore only scalar quantity. We are taking it. You're adding a vector quantity to understand then how you diffuses the whole process, how it goes to spread and kill the. That's a beautiful. That's really. I mean, that's a novel way of thinking in the way of thinking about taking the disease. Go ahead,
Well,
Susan.
exactly. Well, I'm just by the time we get to the math, the 1 + 1 = 2, we already know that the problem is well established, which is why the
Yeah,
numbers are registering. So
right.
what you and I are working on with this vector medicine, you know, vectors speak in your words, before the numbers scream.
Correct.
So
Exactly.
so what this means, this is for our listeners.
Vectors always whisper before the numbers scream. I always tell that.
Yes,
So
and
if you can
the
understand the
process is
secret, and
yes.
you need not go for the chaos. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes. So
absolutely.
just so everyone understands what we're saying is that this new patent that you've been working on, this AI intelligence, however you put it together, is reading the physicality. It's where math meets the biology, and it's reading the direction of good, bad, right, and wrong. And so it's going to tell us when the direction is good versus not so good long before the numbers register. So
Correct.
this is monumental
That's a
as far
beautiful.
as
That's a Nobel Prize winning
Ahmed,
algorithm.
yes,
I
no.
tell you, Susan, she read the patent in just 30 seconds. That's exactly what we did. That's
Yeah,
exactly what we did. So we
so
try to
amazing.
churn out the physiology of the patient continuously over a period of time, and the pattern in the body itself will tell you. And now mathematics is so advanced, so AI can figure out what is the impact of each of those physiology with each other. So it's like a automatic machine learning.
So
Dr.
I'll take
Attili, I
what?
need,
You can get it in the mail. I'll take a gallon. I'll take 10 sets. I want it. I want it for myself, and I want it for my family, and I want it for every patient I've ever known. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah.
Dr. Attili,
Congratulations.
Dr. Attili, what inspired you to look into the vector direction? Because you're saying that you saw that mammogram, but it is your physics background that inspired you a little bit. Your father's inspiration is there behind the scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
knew it.
whatever I'm today is because of my professors and my parents. And
yeah.
father's
Yes.
physics always, I don't know, my mother used to always tell that I used to sit in the lap of my father when he was taking tuitions in the remote village called Sakinetpalli. Okay.
Mm.
So, which is 30 kilometers away from Bhimavaram, right?
Yeah.
So,
We are very
so
close to. We are.
yeah,
My father used to work in his own. The last name is Attili. My father used to work there in that as a teacher first. Then he
right.
studied medicine, a self-taught doctor, and then we are. It is really fascinating. How that physics is becoming a much central piece of that whole process because we spend trillions of dollars on the cancer research and we are not going anywhere. I think we need to think a different direction, like Dr. Attili is thinking, very novel way of thinking this. We can solve these problems through a vectoral directional vectors. Scalar quantities are always there. That's all. Everybody is the same thing they're using. Now you change it a little bit of a different angle. That's a beautiful, really worth listening. You're right, Susan. It is worth mentioning.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh. So I just have to comment on what you just said, Ramana. You said we need to look at this in a normal way, like through physics. And I nodded. I'm like, yeah, right. And I'm not a physicist, but I so appreciate the laws of physics and the unknown laws of physics, which are I even appreciate more than the physicists because they don't keep me up like they keep you guys up at night, those numbers. But the vectors I get. So I think what your group has done and what this amazing thing has done is take the normal. Ramana, it is what's normal. I'm sorry that humanity's gotten so far away from what actually is. Nature speaks, physics is. The rest of it is noise. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and we can get back to our conversation.
Dr. Attili, let us talk about India a little bit. You've been, what is going on in India? Cancer rate is just, average is going down or is going up? Why young people are getting more and more? What is the reasons you think? Is it lifestyle or is it processed food? We have any kind of studies done on it? Is it clear studies? that is it genetic reasons or food or lifestyle or what are the, or combination of all? I don't know.
I
Let
always
me ask
believe
you.
that music, that the beauty of the music lies in the orchestra, how it is done. Cancer doesn't happen with one thing. One reason cannot cause the cancer. So we know this very well. I think that Susan also can appreciate. There is always opposite force that will try to prevent the catastrophe to happen. Unless you abuse to a level where cell has to show its bad behavior, no, it doesn't happen. So cancer doesn't happen in one day with one cause. I always call cancer as a bad element, and the good element always tries to stop it. When the balance goes out, then only it manifests. The good element are the policing effect is the T cells that will try to eliminate. I mean, there is no exception, Ramana, that everyone, everywhere, every day will develop a lack of cancer cells. And that's again simple mathematics. A cell is having a trillion genes, and in a given day, trillion cells divide. That's the number of precision that our body goes with. So
Wow.
trillion into trillion. And in this process, close to a billion errors happen, and body tries to repair it. There is something called mismatch repair genes. The moment the repairing faults, then you have cancer cell, then your immunity is going to stop. So this is the short background how cancer happens, ultra simplified thing. But in India, of late, the abuse of body system because more errors is is seen more frequently than what it used to be a couple of decades ago when I started my practice. Lot of smoked food, lot of pre-processed food, bad fats, high sugars. This is one of the things that is going to cause oxidative stress. Go by the WHO study collaboration with IARC. It was showing 35% of today's cancers in India are caused by food,
Mm.
30% are tobacco. That means food has overtaken tobacco in India. So that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
And people are not sleeping. There is
Yeah.
not enough melatonin. So the immune capacity to eliminate the cancer cells, especially in the youth, have come down because they don't follow the sun.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the melatonin, you need to take rest, right? Otherwise, your efficacy of work will come down. So as your immunity. So that happens through a specific cycle, which we abuse. Even I sleep at 11:30. That is occupational hazard. Doctors don't want that, right? So,
And
but
vitamin D and vitamin D. People don't even realize you can live in the sunniest
absolutely
climate in the whole wide world, but vitamin D is causing a havoc. One
correct.
vitamin that acts as a hormone, of course, is causing havoc in these sunny locations. They're
Correct.
low, causing all kinds of problems.
Absolutely. So without vitamin D, immunity is at the bottom. You don't have enough immunity. And even if you have a lack of cancer cells, but if your policing system is faulty, I mean, you need to have 2 lakh cancer cells to 2 lakh T cells to handle 1 lakh cancer cells. The moment the police becomes 50,000, cancer is a winner.
Beautiful. Well
The,
So
explained.
the pillars are not difficult. So I don't know why we're so far removed from how we can be well. The pillars are sleep, move, and eat well. Those three things. I mean, now there's a lot more, but aren't those kind of the cores? You must sleep. If we don't allow our body to repair, what the heck? And you must move. And it doesn't have to be. I think people get confused that they have to be in the gym lifting weights. Now resistance training is great. We know it helps your gut, it helps your muscles, it helps everything, longevity. But movement, just walking
right,
serves so many purposes. And then nutrition. I'm pretty sure we all know the difference between fresh vegetables and a Big Mac. But
Mhm.
but but the convenience is what we've been for so long moved to. So I'm praying with our conversations that we can just really help people to say, can you just stop, slow down, and go to sleep?
right.
Doctor's orders.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are the factors from now. One is the lifestyle. If I have to put it in one word, it's like a food, unable to sleep well. This is the major factor why cancer is happening more frequently in younger women in India. Second, of course, is genetics. Rarely, I mean, I don't say rarely, but occasionally in the rural India, it is a better access for the diagnostics. In urban India, it's a significant portion why we are detecting more cancers. We have more access.
Let me ask you, what cancers you see in general more, and then how the financial system, there's two things here, and I want to know how the financial systems that people who are poor people getting cancer. So what is the fallback on the systems in India,
Right.
and what cancers you see more in general in India?
So we'll see more of a breast cancer. That's a
Mm.
commonest cancer in women. And in men, it is oral cancers. That is head and neck cancers.
Oral cancers I understand because people smoke in India.
Correct.
Lots of smoking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
and they
why
chew the
breast
tobacco.
cancer?
They chew the tobacco and pan, right?
What is the reason breast cancer? They have children, they breastfeed. Yesterday we were talking about breastfeeding yesterday with so what is the causing you think breast cancer rise in the is that real? First of all, to start with, a lot of times
It is absolutely
calcification.
real.
Okay.
See, two reasons. One, we are detecting more. Second, it is happening more. Right? So both. It is we are detecting more because we have more access to the mammograms and other things, and there is a lot of awareness. The last 3 decades, all the three NGOs where I'm a part of it, we did a lot of work. We reached close to 3 lakh people. We don't leave at once. Once I reach a person, I repeat it. Most couple of NGOs they just do one camp and leave it. No, we adopt them and we again revisit them every yearly once. That's what the structured screening is. So if you look at it, we have 3 million touch points, right?
Mm.
So that's what we do. A small group, couple of NGOs in the coastal AP. If you expand pan India, thousands are doing it. So
So
awareness is better. Awareness is better.
financial talk about finances. A poor
Exactly.
woman in
That's the
India
second
gets it.
point. Financially, the Ayushman Bharat launched by the central government, uh, the treatment is free if you are diagnosed.
Mm.
So
They
there
pay
is
zero
a
money.
zero.
If you have a cancer, they pay zero money.
Exactly. If you are below poverty line.
Yeah.
Okay. The rich people anyhow can afford. The problem is India, the bulk is found by the middle class. So-called the burden, which actually feeds the health system in India. So poor anyhow will get treated free of cost, 40-45%. Rich 5% anyhow will get treated by themselves. The middle class
Suffer.
circles because they are not eligible for the government schemes. They are not rich enough to pay.
We need
The
to
gap
solve
is
that.
big.
We need to solve that problem administratively, Dr. Satili. I
Yeah.
think we can come up with some plan. Let me ask you. This is you're you're really pioneer in this area in Hyderabad. You are very well known in the oncology area. What about what about radiation oncology side? Yeah, do you know some? Can you shed some light on it? Because you're a medical oncologist, but are there any accelerators, cyclotrons, and all those are available? Is it, the first option is a surgery, second is always chemotherapy or radiation therapy, right? So,
Yes, Hyderabad by far is having the highest number of radiotherapy machines in a given zone in private sector in the world. I'm
Oh,
not talking
wow.
about India, right?
very
Wow.
good.
So in the private sector, if you look together, then number one is Mumbai. But if you took in private sector, we are the number one. We have 28 radiotherapy centers in a 30 kilometers radius.
Yikes.
So that's the numbers. Uh, that's scary, that's bad because it is centralized.
Yeah.
Everyone has to come there, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
may see that's a good thing, but that for me it's not. It has to be decentralized. Ramana, do you agree?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Ramona,
So
yeah.
We
What is
have
that?
the, I'm
We
telling
have
you,
to be
this
able to
sense.
agree.
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
can't, but I
Do you
can't hear
agree
you.
that it should be decentralized, right? Rather than
Oh
all of
yeah,
it
well, decentralization is the key for
in
the
one
whole
spot instead
process.
of,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that we can work out something there. Let me ask you a question. When I come back, I'm going to present the AI. They think AI can replace doctors. This is a Silicon Valley's mantra. I argue against it. One of the arguments I put yesterday, one of the black boxes that is you do not have access. The physics is forbids you cannot replace the humans. The second part I'm going to do is the reversibility. Very short presentation. After that, we can talk a little bit more and ask about your NGOs.
Right.
What kind of philanthropy work you're doing? So let me, Navya, can you bring that presentation, please, to the and put aside? Yes. So I did. This one is a presentation I did. These are the four factors limits AI where humans are required. One is the emergence plus. That's a four black boxes that prevents. One of the black box probably we can cure. We can fix it, but the three other black boxes you cannot do. Only human intervention is a stop. I'm going to talk about irreversibility and responsibility a little bit today. That's my uh, that's my presentation today. Tomorrow, next one, I'm going to talk about entropy and information and energy and power. Why there is a lot of politics there. So let me talk about irreversibility and responsibility a little bit about that. There's a part two, very short one anyway. You know that one of the things is in the biology, the permanent consequence of AI error is that no reset. There is no undo button in the biology. You cannot go back and do undo surgery. You cannot go back and delete. AIs can do that. They can afford. They have a luxury. Permanent consequence. The consequences are permanent in the biology. The consequence in the AI, you can always go back and fix it. So there is a one way direction there. So that's why the human judgment is extremely important. AI, you cannot do that. So AI, when AI has that limitation of you cannot do undo, you cannot delete. Those things are prohibitive. So the human judgment come in the picture. You can do software updates, but patients cannot be updated, right? So no rest in a misdiagnosis, no reset in the misdiagnosis. You cannot reset it. They're like, oh, I'm going to restart the machine. So AI has that problem. In biology, you have no options. That is an important decision to understand that. The second part I'm going to talk about a little bit who is the consequence in India? I'm not sure about India, but United States, the lawsuits are very common. Everybody wants to sue the doctors here because they think, yeah, the IT companies never get sued. This is actually I argued with the one of the things that argued with the AI president, American Association president, Indian Doctors Association president, why AIs, why technology companies take some of the responsibilities and liabilities. They don't. Only lawsuit gets to the doctor. So that is a bigger problem. We AI suggests clinicians get sued. Okay, so there is actually a case happened in Tennessee. A nurse was lost license because she followed a blind AI suggestion, and then she gave that whatever that without checking it. So this is a bigger problem. So AI suggests there is a bigger problem with responsibility and consequences. AI is a malpractice insurance. It's a big for doctors. Doctor is eventually responsible for the so AI is not responsible. They take the money to the bank. There's a structural conflict there. So AI optimizes population. It takes the population in general. What is the best they can do with the given resources? If your grandma as a 99 years old, if you are spending too much money on her, okay, let it go. That's what it says. AI says, but if that's your grandma, so you cannot do that in the that. So there's a structural error. The duty of the doctor says duty of care, individualized judgment. You will say your grandma is cognitively good. She can live. She can still guide you. We want to keep her alive or whatever it is. So there is a judgment is always has to go back to the doctor. The trial and error method, population optimization is not the key. This is what the AI does. The AI has one mission: compute, optimize resources, optimize cost, optimize. So that is not the final sequence in medicine. Medicine directly conflicts with that. That's a duty of care. There is individual judgment. You got to see a compassion and empathy, and so many factors get involved. So I think that is where structural limits are there. The the last one, the second one, the is not a bigger one. That but we are when this is a problem. It could be 99% accurate could be AI. Accuracy could be excellent. But the- when computation ends, when there is a structural mystery there, like a black box that I was talking with you, that where we ended up in a boundary. We don't even know the disease consequences or what is the unknown rare disease or some of the things we don't know. Predictability is questionable. That is where purely depends on the doctor's judgment and responsibility. Computation produces probability. Irreversibility demands a human. So when you cannot reverse the process, only the person to be involved is a doctor. So is this nonsense talk about humans, the AI can replace doctors is not is not grounded on science, is not grounded on physics, is grounded on AI sales talk. That is what I'm trying to come in. They can work together. I am not saying AI is bad. I'm a pro AI. I use extensively AI. Another biggest problem in that, so this is the one very important one I need to say this, is a time irreversibility. AI can delay the cause, biological damage. Stroke windows closes within 2 hours. You need to go there and within 12 minutes. Or heart attack, that Susan, 12 minutes, right? Or 2 minutes. You know how to give a jump. When do you give the jump start? Sepsis progress. These are all human judgments. A doctor can suspicious with the human mind, with the multiple directions, thinking about so many things. Human can make a clear decision. Anybody can suggest that is a time irreversibility is a bigger problem. AI delays causes biological damage, tumor sepsis progress, for example. It is still, in my view, is a human decision. Brain cells die permanently if you make a. So I think we need to understand the time irreversibility here. There is a physical constraints by the nature where we need human. That's what my point is a physical. This is not an abstract. These are the physics putting a constraints on the biology itself. I'm not anti-AI. Replacing physicians with AI makes optimization for judgment. What I'm saying is autonomy preserved through mathematical scientific framework that I created. We need to work through the process that we need to work together. The AI can give you a lot of direction, but you talk about anybody who talks about replacing doctors and clinic, people like nurses like Susan is not really wise talk. So that's my second part. The irreversibility is embedded in the nature. You cannot reverse it back. So biology is irreversible. So irreversibility is a bigger problem. So that's where we need humans. Thank you for watching, and let me bring back my guest back. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting, Ravana. That's great indeed.
Yeah.
So you hit on head of net. That's exactly what we need to understand. It's a collaboration rather than replacing each other sort of. That always leads to the progression. I always call it is also vector, right? If you try
Yep.
to march in the opposite direction, you land up pulling in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
If you are
right.
in the same direction, you accelerate faster.
Yeah,
Yep,
drive is
and
a
that's what I
direction,
was
right?
thinking. I was thinking the same thing. And then when you were showing the slide, pardon me, with the time delay, I was thinking, except for Dr. Attili's new, vector medicine is which is of course an AI derivative with humans behind it, which is that miracle combination. But with this vector thing, I am so on fire with this new stuff that you have created, you and your team. I cannot wait to see what it does. I think this is a earth-shattering game changer for all of medicine, period. Amazing. And Romana, fantastic presentation.
I'm going to read it. Yeah, sure.
I love it because I think when people think they're either pro AI or against AI, and there really can't be. Like it's part of our lives now. And so how do we work together? And I love that you keep showing how the human is human-centered, and it must be human-directed and human assimilated, because its capabilities are amazing.
Yeah.
I just tell AI and humans are like male and female. It's like a matriarchal. No, it doesn't exist like that. It's symbiosis. Otherwise, race will end. Right?
Yeah.
So
Let me ask you another question before we close on. It's something personal. What about you meet a lot of patients, they're terminally ill. How does it mentally, as an oncologist, you take, your family member or your non or somebody friend or anybody that goes through the process, how do you handle that death or the disease, understanding the disease, so how do you handle mentally, physically, you're ready for that kind of emotional aspects? I always ask oncologists about that.
so it's painful. It's painful, but training and then some amount of preparation to take those things, because we anticipate that this is likely to happen. But when we travel with the patient, we feel their pain, we travel the emotions family is carrying with them, and it's not easy. But over a period of time, we are trying to absorb them and move on to the next case. Definitely, uh, being dispassionate is not the solution. Traveling with them is what our professors taught me. Over 2 decades, I became more and more conservative rather than aggressive in my treatment choices. So, my choice of when not to treat is becoming sharper, because doing no harm is taking a precedence as compared to trying something, and then I can't let my drug do more harm than disease.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so wonderfully said. And that conversation is like an orchestra. You
Susan
can't
talks
say
about
that.
it all the time. Yeah.
Well, and I do, because I've been in the space as a nurse, as a trauma nurse. I've been with not and oncology patients, but all patients when you're in emergency, because they're all coming in regardless. And it is a miraculous time to feel blessed / burdened, and we carry it, and we run this orchestra of all the emotions and all the behaviors and all the feelings of all the players, the family, the care team. We're all involved, and there is no one case that's the same. And I think, like you said just a moment ago, being dispassionate or treating them like, okay, next, that's not going to work. That's not why we got into this gig. We're trying to do no harm to the best of our ability in every single life. That decision to not treat can also be a huge gift, a
Right.
big gift
Yeah.
in a terrible time.
Suresh, I wanted to ask you, where do you find the time while you are seeing so many patients, doing the work of this research work, and finding physics in it? It is a lot of. I do this podcast, and it's so much demand, and we argue, and Susan me, and this. It is a lot of work. I mean,
Right.
how do you manage your day-to-day life a little bit? So you're one of the busiest oncologists in Hyderabad. So tell me, how do you manage the whole process of managing time and family and everything a little bit?
So it's like you invest and you get interest, right? So I invested in my family, and it gives me interest in terms of extra time. My wife takes care of all the works. Okay, so the interest which I get is the additional time which I'm going to spend on doing the research. That's
That's
exactly what
beautiful.
is the simplest way. So I
Ah,
enjoy the interest. So I invested wisely there.
that's wonderful. And there's so many people from southern India that I'm learning so much about your culture, and I'm jealous. So Brahman and I keep talking about coming your way. So we're hoping to do, aside from my campaign just now, because that's a 9-week thing, but we're really wanting to bring awareness to AEDs in rural anywhere in the world. But we're going to start in India because obviously I have a very strong urge for Andhra curry, and I want it from the source. so so this is our main, like you said, interest. I'm putting in because I'm expecting some interest, and now you know what it is.
Right.
Well, one of the things we want to do that Dr. Attili is that AEDs, in example, my village, Palakoderu, and that near Bhimavaram, Sakinetpalli, that I know very well. These are all places that don't have the AEDs. They don't have people die without attack, right? In those kind of places. We want to create like, you remember the STD, the one booth. So create that and open that. That kind of a model we want to present. And then city slowly, instead of transporting the patients, maybe save the patient at the time, good chances. That what we want to do. And we want American companies to donate for these small villages, particularly to do this kind of work. That's
Or any company, doesn't have to be
many.
American, any company around the world. We are not selfish that way. We'll take anybody's donations, but we think that'll
Yeah.
be a cool thing to do. We want to bring some AEDs to India.
Right. So Ramana, I just tell you, there is an interesting concept done by this company called Med United. They started in a place called Amalapuram and Bhimavaram. So both
Yeah.
are very well known to you. They have this multi-specialty hospital as a core. Within 10 kilometers radius, they have accident and emergency center. Within 4 kilometers radius of each accident and emergency center, there are 5 clinics. And around that, they have teleclinics. This is how exactly they created their hub and spoke system.
Yeah.
And using wearables and command center, the resuscitation starts before the ambulance reaches them. This is a pilot which they did. It costed them huge amount, 30 crores. But if you compare with the cost of establishing a 100-bed hospital in Hyderabad, it is one-tenth. They proved it.
Wow.
They proved that the models can be frugal. And so they gave a small kit like how you carry your briefcase, which is having a red envelope, green envelope. So they say if you have a chest pain, pull out the red envelope, take the green pill. So because education and all those things are there, and everything is monitored through AI in the command center. And
That's
they succeeded in reducing the mortality by starting the resuscitation even before the ambulance reaches.
because
The
that's
time
everything.
slot is 90 minutes.
Wow.
So you have you just mentioned Bhimavaram. Yeah, let me ask you. I studied in Bhimavaram. So what is the progress there? My father's student Gopal Raju built a huge hospital there.
Right, right.
He was my
It's,
doctor
it's, it's,
actually
it's
when I
having
was a kid.
oncology center, by the way, Ramana. It's
Pardon
having
me?
its own advanced oncology center with a linear accelerator in it. Very advanced.
Excellent.
In my village,
Yes,
you put in my Bhimavaram. That is
yes.
advanced. Who is that? Who is that doing it?
Aditya is doing it. I know him. He is my student. He's from Bhimavaram. He's doing a great job there in oncology in Gopal Raju Sas Hospital only. It is Bhimavaram
Gopal Raju is
Hospital,
also involved.
the
Okay.
same hospital. Yeah, they're doing a great job. But I tell you, we need to think differently. I don't want the resuscitation start once the ambulance reaches. That's exactly what is the difference. Educating, awareness made this difference, even in
Yeah.
Bhimavaram.
Yeah.
You
Super
must be
motive.
knowing a place called Veeravasaram. Have you ever heard of that name?
Yeah, actually, it says Navya is from Viravasaram, that area.
Right.
Yeah.
Veeravasaram is a
My mother is from Garganamudi, so very
okay.
close to next door. Yeah.
Veeravasaram is a place where the center is functioning now.
Oh.
So we believe that the clinics is the key, not the specialty hospital.
Yeah.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Like I work in acute care, I work in outpatient, I work in clinic areas, doing the same very training. I primarily train those first 2 to 6 minutes. What does that response look like? You know, extremely basic. We get rid of all the algorithms. We talk in plain language, recognize the problem, call for help and act. You know, no, go. Are they responding? No. Are they breathing normally? No. Time to go. Compressions, electricity, call for help. That's it. Keep it simple. And we make great advances, and primarily in the clinic space, like you're saying, they're very, very hungry for it.
Yeah. Before you close, I tell you the important thing is, Susan, India has a millions of villages. They don't have all these things you are talking about. These are the towns and cities.
Mm,
Most of the people don't have access to that. If
yeah.
you're in my village, Palakoderu, I don't think they have a AED there. So we need to do villages, adopt these villages. We need to really show them how much we can do. I think that is one of our noble goal, and my father would be happiest guy in my village if I do that Palkoderu. And so probably that Attili can help us. And my nephew, which is very close to him, Ravi Bharadwaj, that he can do something there, So
He's already
thank-
helping us.
yeah.
Cool.
Dr. Suresh, your work is just enormous. What you're doing in India, you didn't move to the United States to get makes money. You are qualified to go anywhere in the world. You are doing the greatest work in India, and then finding a new research like this, and then using your father's inspiration to do the physics part of it, and the new kind of papers you're publishing. I'm proud of you as a fellow Andhra and fellow Indian. I'm very proud of you. Last word to Susan.
Well, I am blown away by your work. I am so excited to be part of this amazing day for you and your team. What you guys published today and what you've been working on, it's not just for India by a long shot. This is going to change the vector of healthcare, period. It just is. I know enough about physics to know what's just happened, and you've coined it, and it's phenomenal. I'm so proud to meet you. I can't wait to learn and hear more, and I'm on my way to India, so get ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining.
Much.
You want to say, let me talk with your final word, your philanthropy, and just tell me one or two sentences about that before we close.
Philanthropy has to be an integral part of each and every one. I mean, however you do is your choice, but what we're doing is to make the people more aware. Our innovations are very frugal, so we don't want to spend more money. So simple AI, which we are using for the image triaging and analytics for the cervical cancer, breast cancer, and oral cancer screenings, made a big impact. Just take a picture and upload. The command center sees. We never took the doctors out of the system. So the AI triages, doctor confirms, and then we move on. So that's exactly what is happening to scale up our operations. That's where we made impact, and we take pride that physics and maths are helping the medicine. At the end of the day, everything land in the atom and molecule, whether it's physics, chemistry,
Yes, it does.
and
Yes,
it end up ending in numbers. That's it. Whether it's a pulse rate or a dollar rate, right?
Thank you, Dr. Attili. Thank you so
Mic
much.
drop
Thank you for
ender.
joining.
That's
It's wonderful to talk with you. It's a lot of knowledge we gain from you. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Good night, all of you.
Right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
afternoon.
We are retelling their stories through our patented designs that can be worn on scrubs, t-shirts, printed on conference bags, and endless other promotional materials. Daily Wear for Medicine is the first ever of its kind to create curiosity in medicine through visual art. We at MedBricks are celebrating unsung heroes of the past who made enormous contributions to the field of medicine through our unique campaign called Daily Wear for Medicine. You can wear it, carry it, and give it.